Welcome to my channel, where we discuss everything and all things politics, economy, and development in Nigeria and around the world. Following local and international outrage, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has now directed his Attorney General and Minister of Justice, Lateef Fagbemi, Senior Advocate of Nigeria, to review the charges against the minors that were arraigned on Friday in Abuja for alleged plot to overthrow the government of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. The scene of these young boys looking malnourished, 5 of them collapsing in the court premises, apparently out of hunger and malnutrition, had outraged both local and international community, and they joined their voices in condemnation of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu administration in the way they maltreated these young boys. This is because Nigeria is signatory to the United Nations Convention on the Right of the Child. And one of the things under that convention which we sign is about this kind of trial of minors, particularly in a situation where it is difficult to believe that these malnourished young boys are in a position to overthrow the government of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Many have seen this as a tribalization of overthrow of government. Because when you look at these boys, you have seen their trending videos. How do you think these boys can overthrow a government? In any case, Nigeria has never had a civilian coup throughout our history. It has always been the military that overthrow governments in Nigeria. How these children was found culpable to the level of being charged for treason, felony, and overthrow of government is what I don't understand. And I think that's why the international community is outraged. And you know that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and the APC administration in general, they don't care about the complaint of Nigerians. Because if they do, the situation in the country today would have been different. Because Nigerians have been suffering from hardship, economic hardship of unprecedented proportion. Even the BBC in their report on this matter talk about that Nigeria is facing economic crisis of generational proportion. The same adjective that the New York Times and the Financial Times of London use in describing the state of Nigeria's economy under President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. And Nigerians have been asking for change in direction, but the government is not listening. The only reason they're listening now to this outrage was because they now see that these things are being reported by the BBC, by Reuters, by the rest of the international media. And you know these people, they like to play to the gallery. They don't want to be seen to look bad in the eyes of the international community. That's why he's now directing the Attorney General to review the charges. It didn't go far enough. Many people have reacted to that, saying what he ought to have done was to release these children to go home. According to one of the NGOs, enough is enough. He said these children don't belong in the prisons, they don't belong in the detention, they belong in the schools. Release them so that they return back to schools. And if they are not in school, put them in school. The Amnesty International has also complained about what happened, the treatment of these boys by the Nigerian government, and they call for their immediate release. Now, what offense did these boys commit? You all know about the hunger protest that took place in August. It was a nationwide protest against hunger and starvation in Nigeria, against hardship in Nigeria. And this hardship is real. And the government ought to have known that this is real. When you remove fuel subsidy, what do you expect? The prices of goods and commodities will hit the roof beyond the reach of the average Nigerian. When you started the flotation of the Naira, what do you expect? The prices of imported goods will hit the roof. And Nigeria is an import-dependent nation. That we, as a nation, Nigeria imports virtually 99.9% of things that it uses. What do you expect? The prices will hit the roof. Prices of imported goods. Right now, Nigeria is having food inflation of over 400%, unprecedented in history. Farmers cannot go to farm because the government has failed to provide security for farmers. So you can see how dire the situation is in Nigeria, and was when these boys protested in August. So these boys have been in detention for over 2 months. Apparently they were not released because they were accused of committing treason, alleged treason. Perhaps that was why they were kept to that level of detention until they appeared in the court on Friday. It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate, and why it is really very, very unfortunate was that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is also known for being a supporter of protests. As a member of NADECO, or National Democratic Coalition, which fought for the revalidation of June 12th annual presidential election of 1993. He led protests against fuel subsidy removal in 2012. He even wrote an op-ed. That op-ed continued to be a reminder of the fact that Bola Ahmed Tinubu knows the challenges that will come with the fuel subsidy removal, because the things he wrote in his op-ed in 2012 is exactly what is happening to Nigeria when the fuel subsidy was removed. And these boys, they might not even know what, except that they were hungry, of course. They might not even know what they were being charged for. Little wonder that one of the five of them are reportedly collapsed in the court. They don't know what they were being charged for. They said they were holding Russian flag, and that they call on President Putin of Russia to come and help them. And then it was alleged that they said that the military should take over government, all kinds of things. But whatever may be the case, this is a bad image for our democracy. That in Nigeria, after over 20 years of uninterrupted democracy, people cannot protest without being charged for treason, without being charged for felony, without being charged for attempts to overthrow an incumbent government. But why are they paying attention now when they don't care about the complaint of Nigerians? They are paying attention now because they don't want to to have bad international press. That's why they reacted fast. You know, there was an outrage all over the country since the image of these young boys began to circulate everywhere. And then international media seized on it. And the government know that that doesn't look good for it. So the president quickly ordered the Attorney General of the Federation, Lateef, Fagbemi, to review the case. What would have made a lot of sense was for the president to direct that these young boys be released immediately. Like enough is enough. One of the civil society organizations in Nigeria said, these children, they belong to the classroom and not in detention. So what he ought to have done is to say, look, I'm embarrassed by what I saw. I didn't know that those they detained were this young. They should go home. They should go home. And then you can say, should go home and sin no more. Then you ask yourself, what sin do they commit? Because protest is part of the democratic process. The only thing that is against the law is violent protest. Okay? It's violent protest. That is true. But the president would have done himself a lot of good and his government a lot of good if he had directed that these young boys be released immediately to go home. They should go home so that at least in line with Nigeria being a signatory to the United Nations Convention on the Right of the Child, let them go home and provide enabling environments that will not make them to be part of any protest. And how can you avoid protest? It is good governance, listening to the people, providing the services that people need. If people say fuel subsidy removal is hurting them, you do away with it or find a way of reducing the hardship without doing it in a cosmetic way. If the flotation of the naira is the reason why the country is in the present state, you can stop the flotation of the naira. You will not be the first person who floated the naira and stop it midway. Even Buhari floated the naira. Buhari floated the naira. And when Buhari saw that he can't walk, it didn't take him long. The flotation of the naira under Buhari did not last up to 3 months. Himself and Godwin Emefiele wisely abandoned that and vowed that they will never float the Nigerian naira. So the policies of government should not be cast in stone. It can be changed to meet the needs and the aspiration of Nigerians. That's my take on this. And I don't know what to think about this minor that have been charged for treason. Do you think that these children that you saw in the courts, that they have the capacity to overthrow any government? Forget about Bola Ahmed Tinubu, any government anywhere in the world. Whatever is your position, let's hear from you at the comment section. Thank you for watching this video. And if you are new to my channel, you have not yet subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel. Hit the subscription button, hit the notification bell. When you subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell, anytime I have a new video, you'll be among the first to know. God bless you. And please don't forget to like this video, because when you like it, God will rank it high and recommend it for more people. Thank you, and God bless you and yours.